32. Moses. I like that name.
Sorry, it's actually my first time being on a lot of...
Oh, you're good, man. You're so confident. You no mistake, Uthman misunderstanding. Woo! You're on fire, son.
In front of a crowd.
All right. 32.
Okay.
So he was 32 when he began to be a king.
Okay, sure.
And he reigned for 8 years. So plus...
Sure.
Plus 8.
Plus 8.
Yeah, 8 equals...
Okay. I can't believe I'm in front of that much crowd.
Yeah, you're doing great. 40. So how old was he when he died?
40.
He was 40 because you studied this one. That's why I'm choosing this one, because you brought it up, not the other ones. Okay.
That's right. Okay.
He reigned in 8 years. No one was sorrow about his death, but they did bury him in the city of the David. Then the inhabitants of Jerusalem made Isaiah his youngest son. His youngest son was made the king, right, when he died. And Isaiah was 42 at that time. So Moses, my question to you is, how can a youngest son be 2 years older than his father? How can?
I don't know.
But you studied this one. You came to correct my misunderstanding.
Yeah.
That's not a contradiction in the Bible. It's a Uthman misunderstanding. Ooh, sorry.
I studied that.
Yes, you did. So give me an answer.
I didn't look at that.
No. You studied Isaiah, but you didn't look at the verse?
Yeah, I've studied. I mean, sometimes you read a verse, yeah?
No. You came here
Sure.
saying that I studied this one, and Uthman, you got a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
Now I'm just asking you, in the same, right there, I'm not taking you to something else.
I see.
How could his father be 40 and the youngest son be 42?
I don't know. I'll look into that. That's what it's all about.
It's all about
I think you
clarifying Uthman's misunderstandings.
You do the same with the hadith.
Okay, no problem. I gave you the chapter and verse.
Yeah, sure.
We had all of this discussion in town. hall.
Good. We're enjoying this as an opportunity. Thank you. So, what's beautiful is, and this is a great workshop. I like this. You know, this is a practical example, right? Which is that when you say about the hadith, I asked you what book, you have no idea. I am showing you book, chapter, and verse in front of you. In fact, I didn't bring this up. You did. Because this is something you had already studied.
I've read it.
No, you said you studied it, bro.
I've read it.
You got this on tape, on video? Didn't he say he researched it and he looked up the traditions and Uthman, you don't know what you're talking about?
I did.
You did. So if you did, if you researched it and you looked into it and there's no contradiction, how can a son, youngest son, be 2 years older than his father?
Okay, you say that's a contradiction, right?
Yeah, well, I think so. Okay. Maybe it's my misunderstanding.
You know what I will do?
Yes.
I will take that with me.
Oh, you'll take it. I like that style, bro.
I'm not throwing it away.
All right. Take it with you.
And I'm going to do a deeper study.
To
read it.
To reread it.
And to educate myself.
Educate yourself.
If I stand here and you show me this, and I just say, it's a contradiction.
That would be truth.
And I go home. That would be dishonest in my part.
Okay.
The reason why is because I have to look, I have to examine, and I have to study. Kind of like this, how if you study the Quran, it says that Muhammad said, I am the first Muslim.
Yes.
Another verse says that Abraham's the first Muslim.
Yes.
You can't just say, oh, it's a contradiction.
Yes.
Is Muhammad the first Muslim or Abraham the first Muslim?
Right.
You have to actually study and research.
Right.
And most Muslims will say, no, he was talking to the people at that time among that ummah.
I got you.
He's the first Muslim.
So let me respond. Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
So, for example, I'm not saying I have to go home and study this or any of that. I'm responding right now on the spot. Okay.
Go for it.
If I told you I was the first one in the masjid, right?
Yeah.
Early this morning, I was the first one, right?
Yeah.
Is that true? It could be, if I'm the first one there, right? And if somebody says, right, 100 years later, that I'm the first one that got to the masjid, because that day, there's the first one that got there, is there a contradiction?
No.
Okay, good.
Could it be the same with the Bible, Uthman?
I am. I'm getting to that, right?
Okay.
So if you talk about Ibrahim alayhi salam, right, and you talk about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you have thousands of years between them, right? Yeah. So that would make sense that he was the first at his time, like we talked about going to the mosque, and Muhammad sallam was the first to believe in the message that was revealed to him in his time. That makes sense. I got you. My name is Uthman. My son's name is Yusuf. Okay? He's my eldest son. Okay? I am going to expose my age here, even though I shouldn't. Even though I know I look young, I'm 47. Can you believe it?
That's young.
That's young? I like you. Right? My son is 20. He's not my youngest. He's my oldest. The one younger than him is 18. Then I have a daughter that is much younger. She's 9. And then I have a daughter that's 7. So my youngest child is 7. Can my youngest daughter ever, in any possible way, be older than me when I die?
No. I agree.
That cannot be.
That's impossible.
That's impossible.
I see.
That's not a Uthman misunderstanding.
That's why you are saying
that is impossible.
The Bible has an error. That's the reason why.
I'm not saying. You're saying it right now because a son.
Can I say,
Hold on. You're saying that 32 plus 8 is 40. And if somebody dies at 40, and the people take his youngest son to make him king, and his youngest son is 42, that's a mistake. Now, let me take it a step further. Let me be nice. I looked up Christian study Bibles. For example, the MacArthur Study Bible. He said, this is an error. It's a copyist error. Unlike what you said earlier, that you went to the early manuscripts and none of those errors are there. He said, this is an error.
There's two. There's Ahaziah and there's also
Jehoiachin.
One of the two. I think it's probably. I'm learning. I'm growing.
Okay.
That's my
got you.
Probably could be Jehoiachin.
It probably could be Jehoiachin what?
Yeah, this could be the error. It could be Jehoiachin.
No.
One of the two.
This is Isaiah.
Yeah.
We're not talking about Jehoiachin.
I know. What I'm saying here is, you know how I told you that I did a study on it was probably one of them, Jehoiachin or
you said Isaiah. Didn't he say Isaiah?
Yeah, I said Isaiah.
Okay, so why are we going to Jehoiachin?
Yeah, so all I can say is this.
That there's an error.
From what I am seeing right now, there seems to be an error. I can't completely tell you that there is an error. Why? I can't completely say it's an error. You know why?
Go home, look it up.
I've got to do a study. And honestly, if this is an error, I'm going to be honest and say this is an error.
I like you, Moses.
I'm going to be honest.
You're going to be Muslim.
Yes, I mean,
Inshallah.
I have questions about.
Since you mentioned Jehoiachin, let's look at it. Jehoiachin was 8 years. Oh, sorry. You want to read it for me? Because
Jehoiachin was
18 years old when he became king, and he ruled for 3 months.
For 3 months. Yeah.
Okay. In the same Bible, got too many errors to look through. No, I really have too many tabs. Sorry.
Jehoiachin was 8 years old when he became king and reigned in Jerusalem 3 months.
Okay, so here he was 8 and 18, and he ruled for 3 months. So you cannot say he ruled twice, because 3 months.
And 3 months is a short period.
It's a very short period. Yes, you're right.
He ruled for 3 months, and could it be Uthman that he ruled in a different place for another month?
That could be. Except it says the place.
I gave a definition of their anointed.
I got you. The problem you have with that is actually says where he ruled.
Yeah, Jerusalem, 100%.
Are there 2 Jerusalems?
But can you rule again?
You could, but then it would not be 3 months.
Okay.
then it would be 6 months.
Says who? Uthman?
Math? Okay. If you ruled Jerusalem for 3 months, and then you ruled again for 3 months, do the calculator. No, brother, sorry. 3 months, I know, 3 months plus 3 months equals
6, right?
Thank you.
That's right. But these are different times.
Right.
One says he's 6.
Is it one says 8, not 6?
Okay, one says 8. What does the other say?
18.
18. So those are obviously different times, right?
No, right? Because both of them are the same city, so your idea that a different place is not true, and both of them mention that the rule was only 3 months.
But
if you ruled Jerusalem for 3 months and you ruled it again for 3 months, then you would have ruled for 6 months, right? So
I mean,
go home, look it up. It's okay.
That's
I got
true
you.
if it's the same time period. Right. You can't just connect these different times together.
It's the same person, same time.
But the ages are different. How is it the same time?
That's why you see a letter here. That's an A, right? And it says that these do not read from the manuscripts that have all the numbers. They contradict the other manuscripts, right? So what you have is a contradiction between manuscripts. That's why McCarthy Study Bible says this was a mistake in the writing. The 8 and 18 writes the same. There's a line that the scribal error became. McCarthy Study Bible. This is just
let's see. Mascot text reads Jahaz.
No, keep going. Okay. Right here.
Literal, he's mascot.
Some of the Hebrew manuscripts, Spectrodon, Syrian, and Second Kings reads 18.
Okay.
So the manuscripts here that read 8, the other ones contradict it to say 18. So see, the contradiction between your manuscripts are still there in your book.
Okay.
So your idea when you first came up here that, we fixed these by looking at early manuscripts is not true.
Okay. That's my study.
You're learning today. My misunderstandings got cleared up.
Okay, yes.
All right. So you've studied a few of these. So I'm very interested in the Passover. You do believe Jesus resurrected, right?
I do, yeah.
So the accounts for the resurrection about the moving of the stone clearly contradict, right?
Okay, yeah.
But you said you haven't studied that one yet.
The what? I haven't looked into.
So I'm not gonna.
I've read those.
When was Jesus killed? According to Christians.
Like what time? Are you
No. Like before the Passover, after the Passover, when?
It goes to I want to explain something.
Yes.
Jesus actually, there is actually a Passover.
Okay.
And there is the last day of the Passover.
Okay.
So there's actually two different celebrations of Passover.
So let's read the verses because I like to be actual evidence, not just say it. Okay. So his disciples went out and came into the city and found, this is in Mark, and found it just as they had said to them, and they prepared the Passover. So they prepared the Passover, right? Okay. In the evening he came out with the 12. Now they sat and ate the meal. Okay. And Jesus said, assuredly I say to you, one of you who eats with me will betray me. Right? It was Judas. I'm just ruining it. Spoiler alert. And they began to sorrowfully say to him, one by one, is it I? Another said, is it I? And then he continued. So the Passover meal he had with his disciples, right? And he was betrayed and killed, according to Christians, after the Passover, because they had the meal, correct?
He died after the Passover celebration, but before the Passover day.
So
there's
the
Passover.
food is eaten at the night.
Yeah,
So that's after the day, the night.
yeah.
Okay. So after the Passover.
Yeah, he died after the Passover.
This is in John. Now it was the preparation day for the Passover, so the day before, about the 6th hour, and he said to the Jews, "Behold your king." But they cried out, "Away with him, and away with him, crucify him." So according to this, he was killed before the day of the Passover. Forget about the meal.
Okay.
This is the preparation day.
Before the meal, eh?
No, not just before the meal. Now it was the preparation day of the preparation day before the Passover,
Yeah.
and they crucified Jesus. So did he die after the day, having had the meal, or did he die on the preparation day before it?
I need to look into that.
You need to look into a lot of things.
I do. No, I do.
You
I
do,
And
you do.
It's all about studying. And
I love studying.
I do know. Can I say something?
Yes,
I
say
do know
something.
that there is either a. I'm not too deep in this Passover thing, but I do know that there is a Passover day,
Okay.
and there is a Passover meal celebration.
So in the first verse, they had the meal.
Yes.
In the second, it was the day of preparation.
Yeah.
When he was being put up on the cross already.
Yes, I think that he died. It was before the Passover, celebration. But because there's a
But the
celebration.
second verse says that he was crucified on the preparation day.
Okay.
Passover hasn't even come.
Okay.
The preservation day, they're saying this is your king on the cross.
You see.
That would be a contradiction,
Okay.
right?
I'll look into that.
Look into it. Well, I appreciate you, Moses,
Nice
and I
to meet
thank you for coming up here.
Can
and
I ask you a question just before I go?
Sure.
Okay. And this is now about the
Ask
the
away.
Quran. Everything you've given me, I'm not a scholar. I'm not
But
a
when you
pastor.
studied it,
I'm not a
and-
minister. I'm a person who's studying and growing.
me too.
There are things that I know. There are things that I don't know. But the things that I know, I'll be honest with it. The things that I don't know, I'm going to be honest with
Ask
it.
your question.
Things that you've given me, I'm going to study. And hopefully I see you back and I'll talk to you about it.
I
And I'm gonna be
appreciate you
honest.
studying.
It's out of the right heart
Good.
to really receive, not to win an argument or none of that, but
Good.
out of the right heart. But I have a question for you.
Ask away.
Yeah, and my question is, I have an issue. I have books in my bag.
Really?
I haven't memorized everything, but I have books.
I'm glad you have books.
And I wish that I brought it with me because I didn't think we'll have this conversation.
Well, I'm glad we did.
My question would be is the historical narratives of the Quran.
Okay, excellent question.
When you actually study the historical narrative, for example, I have it in my bag. I don't know what verse, but
Forget your bag. Ask your question.
ask the question. I'll go for it. For example, the Quran, actually, Muhammad, peace be upon him,
Peace be upon him.
actually says that, it talks about Samaritans being in the book of, in the time of Moses. The time they were.
Where is that in the
worshiping
Quran?
The Karaf. I can actually get it. I've written it down.
Can you get it?
I can get it. Can
Okay.
you?
I'm waiting. I'm
please?
waiting. Yeah. I'm always patient, bro.
Come to me.
Thank you. Oh, I like those notes.
Start.
Like it. I like it. I like it. Go ahead. All that study and you couldn't answer those questions?
No. I'm growing.
You're growing.
It's just the crowd. If I was with you one-on-one out there,
Sure, buddy.
it's just the crowd,
The crowd changed the verse?
It didn't change the verse. It's just, I'm not-
Good. Give me your question.
Okay. So my question is.
Is it on your
One
notes?
of the brothers helped me get it. I'm not. But my question is in Surah 20, verse 85 to 87. I'm not wrong. Surah 20.
20, verse.
Verse 85 to 87.
85. And Allah said, but indeed we have tried your people after you departed, and the Samiri have led them astray. So Moses returned to his people angrily and grieved. Go ahead.
Okay. So my question is this. This is an issue. I'll tell you why it's an issue.
Okay.
The reason it's an issue because Samaritans did not actually exist in the time of Moses. When Samaritans didn't exist. Samaritans are a race actually came way later.
Samaritans are a race that came way later.
Yes, so that's
a problem.
I'm saying that the Quran actually has historical
errors, problems. Errors,
that's right.
Problems,
yes.
Because they didn't exist.
They didn't exist. They came way later.
Way later. Way. Yeah.
Making sense.
Oh my God! I can't believe you got me with this. Except that you didn't.
Okay.
What does it say in the word?
Yeah.
What does it say?
It says that the Samaritans.
It says Samaritans. Can you actually read it? Read it, right? Shh, don't ruin it, bro. Don't ruin it. You're like one of those guys that ruins movies.
Sure.
All right, go ahead. So read it again. Okay. Allah said, 85. Go ahead, read. Okay. On the mic.
On the mic, right? Okay, sure. They are close upon.
Allah said,
okay,
85.
Allah said, but indeed we have tried your people after you departed, and the Samari has led them astray.
The Samaris?
The
or Samari?
The Samari.
Huh? Has or have?
The Samaris.
You don't know how to read, bro.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, hold on. I got you.
The Samaris.
Hold on. Let me help you, bro. Sure. I'm here to help. I'm trying to be nice.
Sure.
I wear glasses too, bro.
You're just being smart.
No, I'm not being rude. I'm helping you.
Okay.
If you clean my glasses, I would say thank you.
It's your audience. It's all good.
It's not my audience. I don't own them. Okay. Allah said, but indeed we have tried your people after you departed, and the Samari. There's no S, is there?
Yeah.
Is there an S?
Yeah. And there's no S.
Okay, there's no S.
Okay.
Has led them astray or have?
Has led them astray.
Okay. In English, plural has the word have with it.
Okay.
Like the Jews have taken over the banking industry. I'm not saying that as a statement. I'm just explaining English. All right? That's just an English term, right? If I said the Jews has taken over the banking industry, that would be a grammatical error because singular and plural.
Okay.
When you say Samaritans, that would be a plural. This is Samari.
Okay.
Samari is a person, one person. Not the Samaritan.
Yes.
That is your error.
But what means what? What
Somebody was an individual.
Does this make?
He was not a Samaritan. It's a person named Samari. This was great. I love you, man.
No worries.
Christian apologist. Wallahi, I did not pay him for this. Did I pay you?
You didn't pay me.
Have I ever met you before?
Never
right?
met me.
This is not fake. I'm telling. Did I plan this?
You didn't plan this.
No. Wallah, right, Moses? No. You're Christian, right?
Okay.
You're not a Muslim undercover?
I'm not a Muslim.
Okay. Samari is a person.
Okay.
Not the Samaritan. Samaritans were way later. It doesn't say Samaritans. It doesn't say plural. A person named Samari,
led them astray.
has, because he's single. Not a people called Samaritans. Somebody was a person in the time of Moses.
Okay.
So there's no contradiction.
Okay, I'll take that.
Thank you so much. We appreciate Moses. This was great. I could not have planned it better. No, we have to move on. Sorry. No,
one more.
Moses, as much as I'm enjoying this and the comedy that we've gotten out of this and the education, I do have to finish on another aspect.
No worries.
Thank you so much, Moses. Appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. You are always welcome to the masjid.
Sure.
Have some water.
Sure, thank you.
Sit, relax. Yes.